So what do we have here? What have I done? So I guess this is me trying to represent the shape of you and your consciousness in its sort of another sort of form, in its sort of dimensional form, and its sort of context with other ideas about the idea of consciousness as connected to like a sort of universal source sort of thing. So what these things are, so that's my attempt at a visualization of yourself, like the accumulation of your experiences and senses and memories all accumulated. So it's sort of like maybe like viewed from the top, it looks like a concentric mandala sort of thing, but each little experience, like maybe a traumatic experience or something, all adds up and creates this multifaceted, multi-dimensional sort of wave creature sort of thing that you are, a representation of your consciousness. And it's this sort of complex moving thing, and the accumulation of all of these waves of experience and memory, it creates what you are, but it also effectively creates a filter for how you perceive the world. So your accumulation of experiences, good or bad, build up and affect how you see the world, or you perceive things that happen to you as good or bad. And so you've got this sort of your sort of consciousness connected to the greater source, and I'm representing there like an aspect of it as the sort of expanding sun of breathing in sort of thing, and the collapsing star of breathing out, like the sort of cycle of growth and I suppose decay in life. But anyway, so you're connected, and so this sort of wavy sort of waveform is what you might perceive, this consciousness might perceive itself through its filter, and might perceive someone else's consciousness through the filter it's created, sort of thing. So like this for example is sort of like representational of like another sort of consciousness springing from the original sort of thing, but you're actually connected and connected through. So again, so the other aspect of the idea is that potentially through your perception is also a way that the sort of ultra consciousness perceives itself, and you in a way also create the world you see in a way. Yeah. And so in the background here are also is another thought about things of the sort of ideas being ideas and people and other things represented as like a star sort of shape, or a star sort of in another sort of dimensional sort of thing. And so these sort of appear more free floating, but they're all connected. But there also is the other sort of idea of like the sort of higher form of consciousness, where they're actually a bit like angels sort of thing that visit upon and surround your interaction on this plane sort of thing. And so what we have here, is another sort of conceptualization of consciousness. So like all these emergent consciousnesses sort of striving higher and higher, like becoming more and more aware, like I suppose they go on about, you know, like higher frequency sort of thing, like finer and finer. And this represents a sort of material plane, or and sort of time as well, sort of thing. And so as the consciousness crosses or intersects the material plane, it creates ripples between each other. And also the cross section represents your sort of formation as an image, as a, you know, your shadow in this plane is what you see in with your senses, sort of thing. But also it's sort of, you're connected to, and you extend, your consciousness can extend above, and you have the sort of energetic sort of waveform broadcasting that your greater self does between itself. So not only connected in that sort of energetic form, but also connected in the sort of ripples you create in your lifetime, in your interactions with other people and things, but also you know, in that sort of higher dimensional sort of way, the way, energetic way, the way non-visible way, that your consciousness and mind and your feelings in particular, your feelings are like thought in motion. So yeah, we're trying to represent the way that interaction between you and the other sort of uprisings of consciousness that you perceive as other people and other things, and like your dog, your cat, sort of thing. You're trying to represent that interaction. And yeah, and what's that? Yeah, that's sort of like a kind of birth, like an entry and birth sort of formation, growth sort of thing, like an entry of like the consciousness into this sort of material plane, like a birth, and sort of growth, I suppose, into a person. Yeah, and you know, and so like a sense of like, maybe there was going to be a hill or a house. I didn't want to make it too distinct, sort of thing, but like the sort of underlying wave or energetic nature of things, but that there's an energetic nature, but you sort of, your filter allows you to perceive, you know, like more or less clear, you know, what you perceive as a clear image of you and your lover, your wife, or whatever, you know, that sort of thing. So yes, oh, that'll do for a starter.